points that are low. Looks to score here, perhaps. Here he goes, all the way, scores!
It was the reach.
You know he's going to get in that mode, isn't he? Because what was close now is another Bron two-pointer. Timeout, Rick Carlisle. LeBron turning, double digits.
Here he is down court. Luka with two for the win. Tipped up and in. Will it count? LeBron James at the buzzer.
The screen gets rejected. LeBron powers downhill. Tough finish. The king still reigns. 40 years old. Buzzer beater. LeBron James. The building erupts, the crowd loses it, but somewhere in the suite, someone else is watching. Caitlin Clark, the Rookie of the Year, the new face of women's basketball. She's in the building, and this night, this is bigger than just a regular season game.
Head coach and Stephanie White, Kelly Krauskopf, the one-time leader of the Fever.
Because after the buzzer, they meet. LeBron and Caitlin. For the first time, no cameras, no press, no phones, just two generational icons. Face to face, quiet, private, real. But this wasn't just another game on the schedule. It was a moment. Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Lakers versus Pacers. Tied game, final seconds. LeBron James turns the corner, explodes to the rim, game over.
10 seconds left. LeBron's got it with 4, with 3. Luka on its way. No, tapped up.
No, it won't count.
Is it going to count or not?
I think the lights were on.
It might count. LeBron.
I'm hoping it'll count, but
LeBron
boy.
at the buzzer.
Another chapter in the story of a career that's been defying time for over 2 decades. Another reminder that even at 40, LeBron is still that guy. But that's not what people were talking about after the final whistle. It wasn't the game winner. It wasn't the stat line. It was what happened afterward. Caitlin Clark was in the building, watching the king in action. And then they met. Somewhere in the halls of the arena. Away from the noise, away from the media. No photos, no video, no record of the moment. And the internet lost its mind. Where's the pic? One fan tweeted. Why are we all asking the same thing? Another posted. How do you meet LeBron and not post it? But maybe that's exactly why it mattered. Maybe it wasn't about going viral. Maybe it wasn't about likes, views, or retweets. Maybe it was just about respect. About one legend recognizing another. About a king meeting the one who's coming for the throne, not to take it away, but to build her own legacy. Because Caitlin Clark, she knows pressure.
Caitlin, Tom Withers, AP, since we're in Cleveland and this is where your college career will end, it's also where LeBron's NBA career began. Have you had any interactions with him over the years, and do you plan to play till you're 40 and score 40,000 points?
I mean, that wouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't say no to that. And honestly, I've never talked to LeBron directly, but obviously I've seen he's commented about myself, and I just saw this morning he talked about women's basketball in general and how good the game is and the stars in our game, and he knows what he's talking about. He pays attention. He supports the game. He doesn't just talk about it, he really shows up.
She's lived under a spotlight ever since she stepped on a college court. Too flashy, too confident, too cocky. Critics have said it all. Even WNBA legends couldn't help but chime in. Diana Taurasi warned her on national television, saying, "Reality is coming." It sounded like doubt. It felt like a challenge. But Caitlin didn't clap back with her mouth. She did it with her game. Rookie year, and she's already rewriting what's possible. She sells out arenas in every city. She makes passes that look impossible until you see her do it. She leads with poise, calm, fire. She doesn't just play basketball. She bends it to her will. And LeBron? He's been watching, long before she got drafted, long before she broke records. He saw her when she was still in Iowa, pulling up from the logo like it was nothing. And he called it transcendent. That's what he said. He saw the vision. Because he's lived it too. He knows what it's like to enter a league with the weight of the world on your shoulders. He was 18, cameras in his face, called the chosen one before he ever played a single NBA minute. And somehow, he lived up to it, surpassed it, became the face of a generation. And when he sees Caitlin now, He sees that same fire, that same pressure, that same calm under chaos. He sees someone who can handle it, someone who can change the game. In an interview, he said, "I remember myself going through that. I know what it means to be drafted, to be the face of a franchise, and get the scrutiny from people who think you're not ready. She has my support 100%.
And I think for her, the one thing that I love that she's bringing to her sport, more people want to watch. More people want to tune in. I saw for the first time that they had a chartered plane for the first time in their league history. You know, they flew private. That should be celebrated in its own right. From anyone that's, you know, in sports that's flown commercial or flown, you know, charter, that should be celebrated. And it's because of Caitlin Clark. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it fucked up. Caitlin Clark is the reason why a lot of great things is going to happen for the WNBA. But for her individually, I don't think she should get involved on nothing that's being said. Just go have fun, enjoy.
That's not a throwaway line. That's real. Because LeBron doesn't hand out his respect lightly. You have to earn it. And Caitlin did. With every step-back three, with every no-look dime, with every packed arena, and every little girl wearing a number 22 jersey. So when they met, even if nobody saw it, it meant something. Maybe even everything. It wasn't for the headlines. It wasn't for the cameras. It was for them. A king and a queen sharing a moment. Quiet, powerful, real. And maybe that's why it hit so hard. Because in 2025, silence speaks louder than ever. No selfie. That silence said more than any caption could. No video? That moment became legend. Because when you've earned that kind of respect, you don't need proof. You just need presence. Caitlin has always looked up to LeBron. In a Time magazine interview, she called him the greatest basketball player ever. She even said, "I hate saying this because LeBron is the greatest, but he didn't go to college, and he had all those expectations to be the greatest. That's a lot. That's pressure." She gets it.
I mean, that wouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't say no to that. And honestly, I've never talked to LeBron like directly, but obviously I've seen he's commented about myself, and I just saw this morning he talked about women's basketball in general and how good the game is and the stars in our game, and he knows what he's talking about. He pays attention. He supports the game. He doesn't just talk about it. Like, he really shows up and supports, and I think that's the coolest thing. One of the greatest players of all time, really helping support and grow women's basketball. Like, that's exactly what we need. So
Because now she's living it, and LeBron sees that and respects it and supports it. And maybe, in that quiet hallway, he told her just that. Maybe he looked her in the eye and said, "You're doing it." Maybe he didn't need to say anything at all. Because legends speak a different language. One built on pressure, expectations, greatness. And that's what that moment was. Not a handshake, not a headline. A passing of energy, of legacy. A nod from one icon to another. A subtle, silent crown. LeBron knows the game is in good hands. And Caitlin? She's just getting started. And years from now, when the world looks back on that night in Indianapolis, they won't ask where the picture is. They'll remember the silence, and they'll know exactly what it meant. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Until next time.